Alright people, Catfish Dave here. The title of this video is Bank Fishing for Catfish. Now all my videos are bank fishing for catfish, but I've got well over 100 videos on there now and I need a different title. So this one's called Bank Fishing for Catfish. We're a week into January 2019. Fairly mild river conditions. Probably high 40s. Could be close to 50 degrees with the milder weather we've had the last 2 weeks. We've had a lot of rain. Typically it's Sunday, and typically Sunday can be slower fishing due to lack of current being generated by the power plants. Well, with all this rain, we've got plenty of current. We've got really more current than what I want. I'm fishing the main channel. I'm fishing extremely deep water main channel. Reason I'm fishing deep, we're sitting under high pressure. It took me all day yesterday on Saturday to catch 10 skipjacks all day from morning to night. I've always heard that high pressure doesn't affect the deep water fish as bad as it does the backwater fish. So I'm out here deep. Now I don't know if you noticed, but I didn't really give it a he-ho cast like I usually do and cast 6 miles. I don't need to cast 6 miles. If I cast as far as I usually do here, I'm gonna be sitting out there in 100 foot of water just laying out there in the middle of nowhere. On something real deep like this, the only main structure that I know of here is the drop-off ledge itself. And so I've casted my baits just far enough to where I'm probably fishing about 45, 50 foot deep right against the ledge where it drops off. I don't want to just cast out there in the middle of a slick bottom of nothing, you know what I mean? This way I am fishing the ledge, you know. There's something they can get up against. A ledge is a form of structure. There can be better forms of structure, but out here that's really all I got. You know, you just can't fish anywhere you want to when you're bank fishing. So you use what you got, where you got, and to me that's that ledge where it drops off from shallow to deep. This is a bad place to get cut up, lose your line. It's a very abrasive, rocky, filled with zebra mussel bottom, and it's nasty on your line, hard on your line. Wouldn't surprise me if I'm hung up on every rod. Either way, I like to make videos at different places. I wanted some deep water today. This is deep. Here we are. Let's get her done. Give me a nice 30 pounder. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Fish. Big fish. Woo! They can cut me real easy here, so I gotta be careful. Oh no! Whoa! I bet I just lost an 80-pound fish. I have no idea how he come off. Yeah! I should have put more pressure on it. I don't know how he didn't get hooked good. That was a huge fish. That was definitely a huge blue. And I'm thinking that tooth patch was so big, it must have just barely had him hooked there. As soon as I realized how big he was, I kept it really light on him. And that's because this ledge cuts me so bad. He just kept laying down there off the ledge, and I was hoping he'd swim out. I don't know if it's where I didn't put enough pressure. Well, I don't know, man, because he's about to drag me in the water. That should have been enough pressure. I don't know what happened, but you can bet this. The very few times you actually hook a giant doing this is the most likely that something's going to go wrong. The fish felt the hook set, and initially could have easily pulled me in the dang water, but by me not putting a whole lot of pressure on him, just barely easing on him, hoping not to cut my line, hoping he would swim off, I'm hoping I didn't spook him, and that maybe that's his spot that he's laying in, and I'm going to get another shot at him before the day's over. That's all I can hope for. That's a good fish, but it ain't nothing like the one I lost. Nothing. I mean, it's a nice one, but it ain't like the one I lost. Not even a third of it. I can feel the nicks on my line just from it being out there that one time. I'm gonna have to re-spool all my reels. Every one of them. There goes some drag. It's a nice fish, but it ain't what I lost. There goes some more drag. I'll turn the clicker on in case he pulls any more. He's hanging me on that sticking sharp ledge, man. He's gonna cut me off. Oh shit, I feel my line in rocks. He's gonna cut me off, man. Get off that ledge. Get off that ledge. He's a nice fish. Be my biggest of the year. I'm gonna be easy on him like I was on that last one, because there's so much stuff that'll cut you on this. You'll hardly see any bend in my rod. Just barely gonna put pressure. Get off that ledge, get off that ledge. Get off that ledge. I feel him, he's got me in rocks, man. Get off there. Oh shit. He's on. He's on. He's pulling drag too. Oh, that's a dang striper. Shoot, I thought it was a big cat. It's a dag-blasted striper. Normally I try to release any kind of striper, but I've got to get this fish. He's a big one. So it looks like I'm having striper fillets. blasted. That's another striper. Another striper. It should be cold enough to release these fish. Yeah, there they go. That one's a little slow, but he's staying upright. Man, I thought them was big cats. They wasn't pulling like stripers, too slow. I guess it's the cold water. Well, shoot. This place cut your line all to pieces. That big one I lost was definitely a big blue because he wasn't swimming. He initially tried to pull me in, but he just laying, you know. I've never seen a big striper. If that was a striper, I was a 60+ pound striper that done that. Them old fish with the stripes on them, man. I'm out here trying to make a catfishing video. So far, I'm skunked. Dag blasted. I'm gonna take this rod holder and make a seat out of it. Let's see if we get a barge bite. Come on. When you try to make a bank fishing for catfish video and all you catch is dag blasted stripers. Now I know, and I'm 99% sure that first big fish I lost was a giant blue, just because when I backed off him a little bit to keep him from cutting me, he just kind of laid on the bottom there. And I was just gonna wait, hoping he would swim away from that ledge to put pressure on him. It definitely acted like a cat. But either way, I did not land it. So far, I'm flat out skunked. There goes old Gilligan. Going to give me 95-foot waves. Going to have a tsunami coming up here in a minute, washing my tackle box and rods off. He must be after blue marlin in that boat. All right, people, I'm gonna blaze this place. Seem to be stripers in here. And man, you can really get on a bunch of those things. And I'm gonna be flat out honest with you, I really don't want them. If it ain't got whiskers, I don't want it. All right, people, I've said this before, I'll say it again, it ain't over till it's over. I lost a big fish at that other spot. I went for a big fish, I lost one. Ended up getting a couple stripers after that. It was high pressure, I didn't want to fish backwaters. Well, I left there, I went and got me a bite to eat. And the pressure has somewhat went back down to a normal level. So, I've got stripers on video. I missed the catfish. This is a bank fishing for catfish video, so I need something with whiskers. I don't care if it's 2 pounds. I know the backwaters are full of fish. Now, sometimes they got big fish in them, sometimes they don't. Either way, I need a fish with whiskers. So here we are, spot number 2, shallow water. I know there's catfish in this. Yeah. I told you there was catfish in this. I don't even get my third rod to put out all the way. I never even got the hook put out of that fish. I had another one go off. Like I say, people, we now have a bank fishing for catfish video. Got one on the old float rig. All right, people. Bank fishing for catfish. Well, you've kind of seen a little bit of all of it. You've seen me go out after a big fish, sit there quite a while for nothing over some really deep water, finally hook a really big fish, And one of the rare things, and it only happens to guys that do this quite a bit for the most part and put their time in it, is hooking a fish that size. Well, I've lost 2 that size when the hook came out over all my years. I've had them cut me off, but I've never, as far as the hook popping out, it's only happened twice. One time I had a big 80-pound fish right up on the bank and the hook popped out like that. So, that's like the worst thing that can happen to you as a die-hard catfish fisherman, is to finally, that's probably the biggest fish I've hooked in 3 years. You didn't see a lot of rod bend in it because I wasn't trying to horse him, because he was pulling me over that rock ledge. I was wanting him to swim away from the ledge. He was just laying up on it though. Well, I knew I had to get a whiskered fish on video. The pressure had dropped. I figured shallow backwaters would get a bite. I knew it's full of fish right now this time of year. Pulled on here, wasn't here 3 seconds. Got a fish, went to the truck to go get skipjack. Could have caught 2 more if I'd been sitting here. But it's definitely an active bite in here. But I ain't gonna sit here all day because this ain't my cup of tea. So, hope you all enjoyed this video. Thanks for the subscribers. It's Catfish Dave signing out.